This is the moment for you to elevate your money game, and you're going to do that with these 5 L's: lead, listen, live, loathe, learn, in order for you to stop stressing about money in 2025. My name is Lou Lalit, and welcome to Redeeming Sense. Okay, so today is the last day of 2024, and this is December 31. Lots of people are thinking about New Year's resolutions, what's going to be their word of the year, and whatever. And lots of people are discouraging us from making resolutions because they say, come mid to late January or even early February, those resolutions tend to fizzle out. And so they say, why bother? Well, I'm going to tell you why. It's because you want to elevate your money game. You want to stop stressing about money. You want to stop making financial mistakes. You want to stop being in a position where you can't pay your bills, where you feel like you're behind on your retirement plans and goals. And so we're going to start with these 5 L's. So the first one is lead. What does that mean? You need to lead your financial life. You have to be able to answer the question, who is the decision maker in your financial life? It's not going to be your dad or your mom or your kid or your sibling or a relative of some sort or peer pressure. It has got to be you. You have got to be the attorney, in fact, of your life. You have to be the fiduciary. You have to be the agent. So this whole idea of financial agency, each person needs to be able to be their own free agent in order to make the decisions that are best for them. And so for you to do that, then you need to know how to drive your financial car. You need to have a roadmap for your car so that you know where you're going. You need to understand the rules of the game. And so that's very crucial for you to have these things. And so for you to do that, we have to go to the next one, number 2, which is to listen. You have to listen. You have to learn. You have to see what's going on in the financial world. And so Proverbs 19:20 tells us to listen to advice and accept instruction, and in the end, you will be wise. And so when it comes to financial wisdom, that means that we know what to do, we know where to go, we know when to pay, when not to pay, when to buy, when not to buy, and so forth. And so that's why we listen to advice. And one way to do that is to walk with people who already know, people who are known to make good financial decisions. Because again, the book of Proverbs tells us, he who walks with the wise grows wise, but the companion of fools suffers harm. And so if you know someone who's always in debt, who's always unable to pay their bills, whatever. So this is not someone for you to receive financial advice from. You're going to need to listen to books, to podcasters who actually are doing a good job. And sometimes a lot of people say that they're doing a good job, but you want to go with people who have a proven track record so that what they do can then influence your life. You're going to be much better if you are with people who are doing well financially. And I don't just mean that you need to be around rich people or wealthy individuals. That's not really what I'm saying. What I am saying is you need to walk with people who are making good decisions regardless of the size of their bank account. And so the third thing that you need to do is you need to now live. You have to live in such a way that the instruction that you've received, that you're putting it into practice. And one way for us to do that is to learn to live well below our means. Conventional wisdom often tells us to live within our means. It just means that we should not spend more than we earn. But I'm going to recommend, as we transition from 2024 to 2025, that we're going to live well below our means. And so the way that I'm going to recommend you to do that is, as soon as you earn something, let's say you earn $100, cut it in half, and you're going to live on half of that. So Is that something that you can do today? Is that something that you can do tomorrow? Maybe not, but perhaps you can start planning right now just to see how long it may take you to get to the point where you can reduce your expenses so much that you can get to the point where you are living well below your means. Okay, so what does that mean for you? Well, it means that you're going to have to make some decisions, because the reason that we often live within our means or above our means, which is what most Americans do, is because of something that's available to us called credit. We are a part of the credit system. And so the credit system enables us, empowers us even, to get things that we're not yet qualified to earn or to get or to acquire. And so that takes us to the fourth L, which is to loathe. You need to loathe debt. This is not me saying that you should never have any type of debt. This is me saying that you have to be extremely careful when it comes to debt, because you can receive something from Visa that says that you are qualified for a $25,000 credit line. What are you going to say? You're going to hear sometimes from the bank that you're qualified for $1 million mortgage. What are you going to do? Well, I'm here to tell you that just because they tell you you're qualified, doesn't mean that you should do it. Because sometimes what happens is that when we feel like, oh, I'm qualified for $25,000, on my credit card, and so I'm just going to go ahead and charge it. I'm just going to tell you, no, don't do it, because you need to create some wiggle room in your life. You need to make sure that your fixed expenses and your variable expenses combined remain well below your means. And so that's why earlier I said, if you receive $100, if you earn $1,000, just cut that in half and see if it is possible for you to live maybe at the 50%, so like just below 50% of that amount. And so we say loathe debt. Don't make a habit of just growing your debt, because you'll get to a point where there will be no wiggle room in your budget and you'll get in trouble. And so all those financial mistakes, all those irrational financial mistakes that we talked about at the beginning will start occurring. And we would like for them to be rare in 2025 and beyond. And lastly, you need to learn to save. So we need to find a way to make it possible and sustainable for us to keep saving more. So a way that I do that is I tell people to see if they can, at the very beginning, to just give some of that money away. So if you give some of the money you earn, then you will start feeling like, okay, I don't have to spend all the money that I just made. If I can give to people in need, because I promise you, it doesn't matter how bad you think your financial life is, there is always someone who is worse off. And so you can help. You can help the homeless. You can help someone in need in your life. And then take maybe the 40% and see if you can save that. If you feel like you're unable to do that, then start with a small challenge of $100. See if you can save $100 by getting rid of things that you're not using anymore, getting maybe another job, or maybe getting extra hours, maybe an extra shift or something like that. And so as money comes in, then you see if you can save all the extra dollars that will come your way. But the goal is to see if you can increase your savings rate as much as possible, maybe every month, or maybe every 2 months, or maybe every quarter. If you used to save maybe 1% of your income, see if you can get to at least 2% by the end of the month. Or maybe see if you can get it to 15%. My goal is for all Americans to get to the point where they can start saving more and more because we're going to be in a much better position financially. So these are the 5 L's that I think will help you to lead, to listen, to live, to loathe, and to learn.